It was supposed to be a quiet evening. The flight had been delayed 3 hours, the board meeting had stretched well beyond schedule, and Olivia Moore, CEO of one of the fastest-growing renewable energy firms in America, just wanted to check into her suite, take off her heels, and get a few hours of sleep before her keynote at the Global Energy Summit the next morning. Dressed in a sleek gray suit, her braids neatly pulled into a bun, Olivia stepped into the marble-lined lobby of the Grand Westmore Hotel, a 5-star luxury property known for catering to the elite. She walked confidently to the reception desk, black card in hand, the kind of card most people only hear about, reserved for the ultra-wealthy. But as she handed it over with her ID, she noticed the sudden shift in tone. The clerk, a young man in his 20s, blinked at her, then chuckled under his breath. "This is a black card," he said, turning it over like it might be fake. His colleague beside him giggled. "Ma'am, are you sure this belongs to you?" he added, ignoring her credentials. Other guests turned to look. The energy changed. Olivia had dealt with discrimination before. She'd built her company from nothing, often being the only black woman in boardrooms full of skeptical eyes. But there was something particularly stinging about being laughed at after a 16-hour day, in a hotel where she had booked the presidential suite and planned to host dignitaries that same night. "Run the card," she said calmly. "Or get your manager." They did, after another smirk, and it went through instantly, of course. She was given her room key without an apology. But the damage had been done. When Olivia got to her suite, she didn't cry. She didn't even get angry. She opened her laptop and made a call, not to the hotel, but to her company's legal and PR team. You see, what the hotel didn't know was that the Grand Westmore was a chain owned by a conglomerate her company had been negotiating a $2.8 billion clean energy partnership with. The final signatures were set to happen that week. The next morning, dressed in a bold red power suit and heels sharp enough to slice out in half, Olivia walked into the conference room at the summit. Representatives from the hotel's parent company were seated at the table, smiles wide, pens ready. But Olivia didn't sit. "I'd like to open today with a story," she began, voice calm but resolute. "Last night, after a long day of working to finalize this deal, I was humiliated by your hotel staff, not because of anything I did, but because of the color of my skin. Because they couldn't fathom that a black woman could hold a black card." The room froze. "So, this morning, I've made a decision. My company will not be moving forward with this deal. Not until your leadership publicly acknowledges this, and takes real action toward training and equity. Respect is not optional. And neither is dignity." The board members stuttered. Apologies came in waves. But Olivia had made her point. Later that day, the story made headlines. Black woman CEO cancels $2.8 billion deal after hotel incident. Social media erupted with support. Thousands of women, especially women of color, shared their own stories of being underestimated, undervalued, or treated like they didn't belong. Olivia's decision ignited a conversation far bigger than that room. It became a movement. A week later, the hotel group announced sweeping changes, mandatory bias training, an executive-level diversity task force, and a public apology directly to Olivia Moore. She didn't respond with pettiness. She responded with poise. And when she finally did accept a new hotel partner for her company's business stays, it was a black-owned luxury chain on the rise, one that knew exactly how to treat a guest like Olivia, with the respect she had earned.